Tell this jury, what was your intent when that gun fired?
I guess my intent was just to get his attention.
This is the story of Martell Derouen, age 34, a young man who was killed in his high-end apartment complex in San Antonio, Texas by his 21-year-old girlfriend Sasha Skare. Martell had sent Sasha out of his apartment during a domestic dispute which caused her to take his gun with her, and then she fired a single bullet through the door of his apartment, killing him instantly, then fled the scene of the crime.
I figured it was the Six Flags fireworks. I saw a young African-American female holding a gun, barefoot, walking down the hallway.
Did you see what color or what type of outfit she had on?
The evidence at the crime scene, lengthy crime record of the shooter, one including murder and the Ring doorbell footage that captured her during the crime, would later help the jury determine if the case was self-defense or murder. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. This case will be taking us to San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio is the 7th most populous in the United States, the 2nd largest in the southern United States, and the 2nd most populous in Texas after Houston. The city's homicide rate has risen drastically over the past several years, to 10.5 murders per 100,000 people. Martell Derouen, age 34, also known as Cordone, was a young man who had his life going well for him before things were shattered on January 26, 2021. Martell started his life like any other person. He joined the military at some point in his life and was a veteran. Martell was married to someone called Joya. They were together for a bit, but things didn't go as they planned, so they decided to be separated. Even at that, they were still very cordial with each other. They see each other sometimes, mostly on weekends. Martell's career as an artist began sometimes years ago. He was known for his talent and for his style of music. The 34-year-old went by the stage name Cardone and was signed with a Sony-affiliated record label.
Pull up on the block, I got them like no. When little mama drop it, she got them like whoa. See them haters jocking almost everywhere we go. Reach into my pockets and the money unfold. Pull up on the block, I got them like no. When little mama drop it, she got them like whoa. See them haters jocking almost everywhere we go. Reach into my pockets and the money unfold. 16, king is the 16. It's like I got a lot of haters now because my wrist bling. Seems I got a lot of fakers now, they blowing big steam. My phone don't ring. Hey, what it do then? It took Ching. Tell me what you mean, that you don't see that SS come.
Martell was described as a very humble person who was also said to be a cousin to Beyoncé through his grandmother Agnes Derouen, but he never liked to name drop according to the people who they worked together.
Subtle dude, man. Quiet.
While considered talented, unlike many other up-and-coming rappers, Derouen was also known for being humble. Mitchell says even though Derouen was Beyoncé's cousin, he never used her name to benefit him.
That's not even something he would even mention to people. We just have to put it in his bios because it's worthy to put in there, but he doesn't like stuff like that.
Martell met a young lady named Sasha Skare, age 17. They met during one of Martell's video shoot. Sasha was an aspiring singer too. She was in the music world, so that also made them connect with each other more.
Blur through my vision, give me proper position, give me proper provision, pay me no attention, do it, get it lifted, thank God cause I'm gifted, you must got me twisted, coming at me wicked, should I be killing simply?
Make some motherfucking noise, I wanna hear y'all.
Like, I wouldn't try to like compare myself to anyone. I try to be different from everybody else.
You don't wanna fall in love with me, can you just let me be?
But unknown to him, Sasha was also a criminal. At the age of 17, Sasha had a lengthy record with the law, including one where she went with her boyfriend to rob a dealer. Unfortunately, during the robbery, both parties shot at each other, leaving Sasha's boyfriend dead and the dealer in critical condition. She was later arrested for murder but let out on bond pending the case. Sasha was also involved in an explosion alongside two other people in Austin, which led to her face being disfigured. After Martell and Sasha met at the video shoot, they dated for a while and started having issues. On January 26, 2021, Sasha was visiting Martell from Austin as usual. They were indoors when Martell suspected she had been talking to another man. He demanded her to explain the text which she had gotten on her phone. Somehow down the line, they got physical and it went out of hands. Sasha claimed he choked her and gave her black eye, and she managed to escape by jumping over the kitchen counter and managed to be free. Martell sent her out of her apartment, but before she left, she took his gun along. Sasha did not want to leave according to her because she had personal belongings in the apartment. Sasha left for a minute but came back to his door banging on it. When Martell came to the door, Sasha shot through the door, striking Martell in the head and killing him instantly. Sasha fled the scene after that. Martell's wife and other family members who communicate every day were worried when they didn't hear from him, so they called the cops to do a welfare check. Upon arriving, they found a single bullet hole on his door and the investigation started from there. She was declared wanted. At the time of the crime, Sasha was on bond for the previous murder, so it was taken as priority case.
10 police on the hunt to catch an accused killer. Tonight, this woman is wanted for the murder of a man found dead inside his upscale La Cantera apartment. Tonight, KENS 5 is learning the 21-year-old suspect is connected to a deadly drug deal in Austin from 2019.
Eyewitness News reporter Henry Ramos shares brand new insight about the wanted suspect.
This is 21-year-old Sasha Skare. San Antonio police say she is wanted for the murder of 34-year-old Martell Derouen. On Tuesday, police found him dead with a gunshot wound at these apartments off La Cantera Parkway. As someone called police to check on the victim after not hearing from him in days.
We're looking for Sasha Skare. She is currently wanted for aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon.
Skare seems to be no stranger to the law. Back in November 2019, she was wanted by Austin police for her alleged role in a drug deal that resulted in Austin's 33rd homicide that year. One person died in that shooting and another person was hurt. Austin police put out this flyer asking for the public's help to find her. Shortly after, Skare was arrested in our area. KENS 5 confirmed late Wednesday the 21-year-old's connection to that aggravated robbery out of Austin through Bexar County records. According to online records, Skare has been out on bond since January of 2020.
How do police say the victim and suspect knew each other?
Well, to be frank with you, Aaron, police aren't revealing many details about this case at this hour. We don't know how the suspect and the victim know each other. We don't even know what links Skare to this murder. We do know that when police arrived to that apartment, they actually had to have a maintenance man let them in, and that is when they made that disturbing discovery. In the meantime, if you know the whereabouts of Skare, you're asked to contact police immediately.
She was once an aspiring music artist, but within the past few years, Sasha Skare has become more popular for other reasons. Travis County records show that back in 2019, Skare was indicted on charges of aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon. Investigators say that she and her boyfriend set up a meeting to allegedly rob a drug dealer, but it ended in an exchange of gunfire that left the drug dealer wounded and her boyfriend dead. Court documents state that Skare left to Converse, where she was caught and taken into custody by the Lone Star Fugitive Task Force in December of 2019. In January of 2020, it appears Skare posted a surety bond, which is a promise to pay. This after signing a form stating that she was indigent. That case is still pending. Now, last month, Skare appeared in a web show promoting her music career, but a few weeks later, she'd be tangled in another murder case.
Right now, there is an active murder warrant out for Skare's arrest, and today, San Antonio police told me that they do believe, wherever she is, that she is armed and possibly dangerous.
Finally, she was arrested after hiding for a while. The prosecutor offered her 20 years to take a plea deal, but she decided she wanted to go to trial. She lied about being the one who killed him, but when the video of her walking around with a gun was shown to her, she changed her story. She claimed it was self-defense even though his door was locked from behind when his body was found. She also said she didn't mean for him to die after she shot him.
She claims she feared for her life. In an unexpected move today, a defendant in a murder trial took the stand.
Tell the jury, what was your intent when that gun fired?
I guess my intent was just to get his attention.
Sasha Skare on the stand in her murder trial, describing to the jury what happened the night of January 22nd, 2021, the night San Antonio rapper Martell Derouen was killed. She told the jury the two got into an argument after Derouen believed she was talking to another man. When Derouen asked her to leave, she says then the fight got physical.
He had tackled me onto the bed, And for what felt like a long time, he was hitting me, choking me, until up to the point where I couldn't breathe.
She says she then grabbed his gun and eventually made it out of his apartment. After a while, she went back to the apartment and started banging on his door with the gun, and that's when the gun went off.
As I was knocking on the door, I just threw the gun up and just shot.
Skare says she had no idea that Derouen was standing on the other side of the door when the gun went off. In cross-examination, the state questioned Skare about how she claimed she jumped over a counter to escape, but dishes on the counter looked untouched.
No room at the end of the counter. It seems physically impossible for you to leap over it. From this angle, you would agree with that, correct?
It might seem like it.
Now, the jury will soon get this case and begin deliberations. Closing is expected to take place tomorrow morning.
It's just a big loss that he's not there with us, and we're trying to pull it together, but it's very, very hard.
More than 2 years later, Melissa Davis still grieving the loss of her son, Martell Derouen.
Every day is very hard. I haven't slept in a very long time. It's just, as a mother, to lose a son and to lose him that way, it's unimaginable, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody, nobody, ever.
After the jury listened to both parties, they found her guilty and sentenced her to 55 years in prison as opposed to the 20 they offered her initially.
When that verdict was read, Skare had no reaction.
We, the jury, find the defendant Sasha Skare guilty of the offense of murder as charged in the indictment.
55 years in prison for murder. It took a jury more than 4 hours to sentence Sasha Skare for killing San Antonio rapper Martell Derouen in 2021. Erica Hernandez takes us inside the courtroom as Derouen's sister shared some powerful words.
Sasha Skare was found guilty of his murder by a jury yesterday, and that same jury sentenced her today.
We assess her punishment at confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a term of 55 years.
That sentence more than double the proposed 20-year deal that was offered to Skare last week that she declined. And while there was no reaction from her, Martell's family in tears and satisfied with the sentence. And it was during victim impact statements that Cammie Derouen told Skare how her actions affected all those who knew and loved Martell.
Martell's sister had a very powerful impact statement for her.
I'm Cammie Derouen. I am Martell Derouen's sister. Martell was a phenomenal man. He was an amazing son, brother, husband, family member, and friend. My brother was not only a musical artist, with musical pursuits via Empire and the Orchard/Sony Music. Alongside with working with major producers and other artists, he was a disabled veteran who served 6 years in the United States Air Force in the Intel Department, which I am joining and will be following in my brother's footsteps. Martell was a multi-talented man. He was going to college for engineering music alongside with being an artist. Martell had a great ear for music. He encouraged everyone around him to make music, including myself. He was the true definition of a multitasker and a go-getter. Martell was a huge inspiration to anyone who was around him or met him. He encouraged and displayed to others that any of your goals can be achieved. Martell was very talented artistically. He was able to sketch drawings and paint beautiful murals of his interests, such as his favorite basketball players. Did I mention that he was also very good at basketball? He pursued many careers, such as an airman, an artist, a musician, an engineer, real estate, and a food connoisseur. Yes, he was a food lover such as myself. My brother and I had much in common. From our personalities, our talents, interests, down to our freckles. Being Martell's sister, his goal was to always make me happy or see me smile. He was loving, kind, patient, generous, and always looked out for others before himself. He loved everyone, especially his family, and wanted to see others come together. He was not a confrontational person. I am proud and thankful to have had Martell as my brother. Sasha, the pain and agony that you brought upon my family is unbearable. You deserve every single consequence. that you caused from your own actions. Nothing in this world that one does will ever go unanswered. Remember that. Look at what you've done. You've gathered everyone together out of your own selfishness, just to get viewed as the person you truly and exactly are. How does it feel? You deserve this. Your time is up, and the time has come for you to pay for what you've done. Lying, manipulating, deceiving, hurting, and destroying others emotionally and physically get you nowhere in life, but the place you will be suffering in for the rest of your life. So fix your sheets, if you have any, because you've made your bed and now it's time to lay in it. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Ramos, is that all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you want to go ahead and have a seat, Ms. Skare. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go ahead and release you.
Martell's wife Joya said he was a very nice and humble person who didn't deserve what happened to him. Cardone was one of those ones who rose and shine bright, brighter than a lot of rappers around. Sasha will be spending a very long time in prison for not learning how to be patient. A very senseless crime that could have been avoided by walking away and being patient. Please say no to gun violence. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Martell Derouen. We do hope he continues to rest in peace. Please stay safe out there and see you guys in the next video.